So welcome to Minibytes session 20 out of 21. We've only got one more left after today. This is the final Friday on Minibytes 21 and 21. And we're going to be looking at what is a Microsoft Innovative Educator and how do I become one. I've referenced these codes throughout. Today's, again, it's a Microsoft product code. It's TGTC97AF21. And you'll see exactly how that code can be relevant to you later on today. This, as always, is brought to you by NES, which is North Yorkshire Education Services, which is involved in all the traded services of North Yorkshire Local Authority, and Schools ICT, which brings you all the EdTech technology advice and support, hardware and software and purchasing and rental agreements that you could wish for. So if you need to get in touch with them, please feel free to do so. Together, their EdTech service and Schools ICT is being branded underneath the NES Digital from our big launch. We've got an EdTech show coming up in April. If you'd like to be involved in that, you can follow the links in the chats later on. But here we go, Minibytes session 20. What is a Microsoft Innovative Educator and how do I become one? Just for full clarity here, I have gone through this process before myself, so I'll not be able to share everything because I've already passed certain badges. But let's go into the stages. Come out of here and I'm going to go into my Edge browser, Microsoft Edge. And this is going to show you the Microsoft Educator Center. So I've gone to this web address, education.microsoft.com. Now this is where Microsoft store all of their teacher focused or educator focused areas, and you can get as much training as you want to out of this for free of charge. It doesn't cost anything to sign up, it doesn't cost anything to register, and it doesn't cost anything to go through the process of becoming an MIE, Microsoft Innovative Educator, or otherwise. But what you might want to realize is actually the resources out there are more than just Classroom, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and so on. It covers many, many other tools as well. And they've got things called learning paths in place, which help to guide you through. So let's begin. On this website, I've already signed in. But if I didn't have my sign in place, I would click in the top corner up here and I would sign myself in. Let's see if I've got on Chrome. There we go. So sign in, you click on that button on sign in, and it would take you to a login page. And you can then just go from there, log in and see what happens. The Educator Center itself, without logging in, you can see what they've got access to already, and you can find out various tools. These are all courses and learning paths that are available, and I'll explain those shortly. Scrolling down further down the page, you can see about the free courses and resources today. All you need to do is share an email address and a password. I recommend using a personal email address and password because those personal details will then track you through. Although it is fairly straightforward now to transfer your what's called the transcript, the record of your training from a different address to a future address as you move schools and move jobs. There's lots of videos all the way through. It stays modern and up to date. It tells you all about the updates in Teams, for example, and other tools, and you can get training for everything and anything which is Office 365 related. It all comes through the web browser, but there's also trainers training as well, which I'll show you about later on. So here we go. If I click along the top options here, I can find out about different training options which are available, and they take part in 3 different types. You've got courses. A course is an individual course. It's usually about 1 hour long worth of self-directed learning. You will click on a course, you'll follow through the resources. It will often have about 10 pages worth of content of text or videos or examples and websites and so on. And once you've found the course that you are interested in, you can follow that all the way through. And at the end, there's usually a 10-question Microsoft form quiz to fill in. If you get a higher than pass rate score, which is often 80%, then you pass that course and the course is added to your transcript. So let's have a look through. It's not just about Microsoft products. You can see here about power and privilege. You've got bias, anti-racism and so on. It carries on going through. You've got different tools like Wakelet and Schoology, Power Automate, a Microsoft tool, SharePoint, Sway, Minecraft and so on. There's all sorts of things there in courses, but each course is an individual self-contained item. And if you click on a single one here, let me just click on the Power Automate just for the sake of it. You can see here, you can start the course. This is without being signed in, and I can have a look here and I can find out a brief description of the course, and this will be the badge I get. So to start the course, I click on the button and it would bring me through the modules step by step. Going through these modules step by step, I will get the information, and you can see here, this one here has got 8 pages worth of content, and each page is generally screenshots or screen grabs and videos as we go. You'll see the text descriptors, and obviously I can spend time to read this, but I'm not going to for the example, and you get a progress bar at the bottom of one of 8 modules. You work your way through the modules in turn, reading through, clicking on the links, watching the videos and so on. I'm just going to skip to the very end, the summary one, and you can go over this content over and over again as much as you want to. When you get to the quiz, you have to sign in to do the quiz. So up until this point, it's all been free CPD and you didn't have to give any details at all. But if you want to receive credit, if you want to receive the badge and save progress that you've made in the quizzes and to get recognition through Microsoft products, then you need to sign in. So up until then, you can get everything for free. Let's cancel that quiz and come back to training. Learning paths are combinations of courses. Now, what learning paths are, excuse me, learning paths are a series of courses which are linked together and they can bring you through a certain learning opportunity. You've got difficulties of learning paths, and you've got time frames in learning paths. Some are very short and focused. For example, the Microsoft Office 365 suite covers their main products only, and others are very long. Let's click on a Minecraft one and see what it looks like. So this would be the Education Edition Coding Academy for Minecraft. It tells you here it's 8 hours long. So 8 hours equates to roughly 8 different sections, but you can see the objectives are enormous, and this goes through a lot of separate learning path courses. What's the outline look like? If you go down any learning path, it's got this learning path outline, and you can address it in any order you wish. This is not logged in again, so you can see how it looks. And you can see here, as we go through the Minecraft course, it builds on previous knowledge as you go through each of the options, and each of these is a 1 hour long self-contained training session. Once you complete the training session, it will look like the course I've just shown you, where it'll have about 8 to 10 pages worth of content and then a quiz you need to sign in to read at the end. For some of these courses, you do not get badges, it's just information, and others you do get badges for. If you get the badge, when you complete that individual course, you'll get the badge affiliated with that course and it goes on your transcript. If it doesn't have a badge, it still goes on your transcript, you just don't get a shield to show you've completed that work. So it carries on going through. When a course or when a learning path is completed, these circles tick up and you see them greening out, so you fill up your learning path line and you can move through the learning path in any order, and it connects the connectors together. And once you've got everything in one place, you'll not only get the final shield for your course if you've got a course at the end, but you'll also get a learning path shield, which is shown at the very top, that badge there. So that's how a learning path works. The other options you've got is webinars and online events. Now, this is pretty much what I'm doing during these lunchtime sessions, but you can go to Microsoft and you can have a look and see the live and on-demand training sessions that are available to them. And you can also see events that empower you. So Microsoft E2 is coming up very soon, it's next week. So if you want to carry on with your Microsoft training after this 21 and 21, you can always try and go to the E2 event. And this year, E2 is live, online and free to register to. As long as you've got a password and username linked to an email address, you can get into E2 for free. You can see all the event details here for E2. There are normally calendar events based on different parts around the world as well. Let's come off that and go back here. After training and webinars and course and events, you've got lesson plans, and this is where Microsoft can help out teachers. So if you're looking at, for example, hacking STEM here, they actually give you lessons and hand-on ideas. And you can see here from the picture itself, that's drinking straws and cardboard to make a motorized or a mechanical hand using pieces of string to motorize it. And you can use that. It doesn't involve any coding at all, but you get hands-on experiences. So these lesson plans feature on Microsoft's website. Again, you can just click on them for free. A lemon battery and switch is a classic one, and it shows you photographs and takes you through the teacher resources, the build instructions and so on. You can get product kits as well for most of these things, but you can actually just click on them and work with the things you've got in school. So those resources are available straight away for improving your STEM teaching, that's science, technology, engineering and maths. Likewise, there's a Minecraft section as well. Moving on to programs, you can see there's 4 sections for programs here. Some are personal and some are school based. The Showcase School program If your school is dedicated to Microsoft products and you want to try and get some recognition for that, you can go for a Showcase School Award. What Showcase Schools do is it's not just a case of we use Office tools to get jobs done. It's a case of we use Office tools and we use Microsoft tools to enhance and contribute to the vision of the school and getting students to work as community leaders beyond the school walls and beyond the school gates, not just within the school classrooms themselves. There's a lot of Showcase School examples here, but you can look at the transformation framework in your own time. Going back from there, we can also see the other programs, the Global Training Partners Program. If you want to become an individual trainer, you can get yourself registered through Microsoft and you can then deliver online training courses around the world for key factors for teachers and students to engage with. There's a lot of frameworks and academies here. You can look into those details if you want to, and you can find that you can become a global training partner or you can access global training partners through this page. Microsoft does this because actually people like myself know, in my case, it's North Yorkshire schools very well, but the global training partners can actually deliver outside of their geographic region through online services. I'm not teasing you here too much. I'm just going to be moving through the other options. Student Teacher Education Program. If you've got any NQTs or student teachers or RQTs coming through, you can get the education program here. The student teachers get upskilled in their technology to support classroom learning, which has been a prerequisite of last year, really. But you can go through all these things in one go. There's a lot of engagement. You can do it through university or through a Microsoft training partner, and you can work with these programs without having to register through your provider. But it does help if you've got some collaboration with your provider and your student teacher. Let me just go back up. So I just closed that one. And then finally, Microsoft Innovative Educator. It's what we came for today. The Microsoft Innovative Educator program is all about recognition of teachers' skills and the educator's skills they go through. You'll spot those two main badges here, the blue one and the yellow one. The blue one is the basic entry point, if you wish, for Microsoft Innovative Educator. I'll show you how that works in a moment. But to do that, you need to register with the education.microsoft.com site and complete 2 hours worth of training. Now, if you've watched any of my videos in the past, I'll watch this one today with a code. You can enter those codes to get recognition for the training you have done with a live presenter like myself. However, you can go through the online training, and if you complete 2 hours of online training, then that will give you sufficient credits, 1,000 credits, to get the MIE status. You then get that digital badge, and if you've seen a real trainer like me, you may well get a physical hard steel badge as well. For MIEs who want to go the next step, there's two routes. The first route is carrying on with their personal journey and the MIE expert. So once a year or sometimes twice a year, there's a self-nomination form between May and July. We did also have one between January and February this year, which allowed you to apply to become a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert. This is showing how you're not just working within your classroom or within your immediate group of peers, but how you're outreaching across social media to have a positive impact. So my work in these 21 and 21 videos will be promoting my MIE expert status for the next year. MIEs last forever. That badge stays with you. MIE expert status is an annual renewal. It costs nothing, but you do need to submit some recognition through a video or a sway that demonstrates how you integrate the technology into what you do. If you like doing the MIE expert work, you can go down the green route, which is the MIE Trainer. There's a course called the MIE Trainer Learning Path, or the Instructor-Led Trainer Academy, and that's on the Education Centre. If you complete that course, you then get access to something called EduTrack, which is this site here. And once you're on EduTrack, you'll then be allowed to train people up using either Microsoft pre-written courses, or you can create your own and acknowledge the courses and training events like I've been doing with these 21 and 21 sessions. As long as it's Microsoft and genuinely of a high enough standard from your own personal perspective, then you can add codes to it, and these codes are each worth 300 credits in the Microsoft Innovative Educator awarding system for the transcripts. So that's the world we're in. If a trainer delivers 100 hours, 100 training sessions, 100 individuals, they will get the green badge. If they train 400 or more, then they get the blue badge. And again, like the expert, the trainer and master trainer and the MIE expert are all annually renewed, and they all start off each academic year as nobody has any badges apart from the basic MIE, which stays with you. So let's go one step further. Let's go back into the Trainer Center on my Edge browser. And you can see here how I would begin. So I've signed in, I've logged in, I can see where the courses are, I can follow a learning path, and I can also click on here to see what's available to me. I'm going to just click on the final one, which is product, and you can see here you can get updates on different products here. So if I click on Teams, for example, this will help me just to find out what's about Teams, and it's a little one-stop shop for everything that I need to know. So it's really good for keeping up to date and keeping yourself in the loop on what new developments take place. I'm going to go to training and learning paths to show you my learning path progress and something recent. And I'm going to say in progress. I can see here, so I've got continue learning with Office 365 and Windows, fostering a dynamic remote learning environment. Let's click on that one. See here, I've got a green tick to say I've started that one off, and I've only got 2 more modules to go, and I've completed 3 badges and 1 learning path. So they're all examples of what you can do with the learning paths. How do I know and how do I record my progress? Well, if I complete one of these learning path courses, by opening the course, completing the quiz and scoring successfully, I will then get that tick goes in place and it goes on my transcript. I've mentioned transcript a few times. Where is it held? Well, behind my initials up here, if I click on my profile, I will then see all the courses I've done recently and where they are. And that just goes back in time over and over all the way through. And you can see there that my transcript is rolling and completely improving. And I can view my transcripts by clicking on that, and I can see a paper version, which I can print off and share that with colleagues. The custom training here is an example of what your transcript will show if you use one of my codes, and it'll give a very brief description of what's being covered in the training. So let's come back out of there, and I'm going to go back to the home page, and I'm going to say how you redeem a code. So I've clicked on my initials there and clicking on redeem achievement codes. All you do is just type in this box here the code. So for today's session, it was this code here. I'm not going to do this because I can't train myself. But if I paste that in, I would just type in that code and click on redeem, and it would then come up with a celebration to say I've completed that course. I'm going to click on cancel for that because I don't feel I should do that. So let's just move back very quickly. I'm going to go into a different PowerPoint slide and show you how to do it. So you need to go to the Microsoft Education Center. The MEC is often referred to as, and you claim your course codes. You register or sign in using one of those icons there. Once you've signed in, you click on your profile icon. On your profile icon, you redeem the achievement code, and then you type in the code. You click on redeem, and then the next pages are these. You get congrats, you've completed the following training, and it just says custom training if it's one of my codes. You can then click on my profile and the transcript in the top corner, and you'll see the details of any custom training you've had, because the transcript itself doesn't show any custom training when it's on the web browser. Once you complete 2 hours and got 2,000 points, you've got the MIE status, and that gives you the silver badge. On these educator centers, you can make links and communicate with people, but there's a whole Teams environment behind the Microsoft Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. You can be part of that community, and if you're part of that community, you will then find that there's a Teams dedicated environment for you as an expert, and also beyond the Teams environment, there's also Facebook groups and Twitter accounts and hashtags to follow. So there's quite a community there ready to reach out and support you if you need that help. One other thing which you can do is you can change your backgrounds, and you can add things like this when you're delivering training, so you can have your badges in the background, or you can have your Master Trainer badges and your Expert badges, whatever you want to do. But each year these two will renew, whereas the green one will stay with me and the blue one will stay with me. This gold one will have to change each and every year. So that's where we stand. That's what a Microsoft Innovative Educator is. It's basically someone who's been on accredited courses. And that's how you get the awards, by logging in and registering on the website and then submitting your course codes and actively engaging with online learning. If there's anything you have any questions of, please let me know. You can contact me through the chat. Just click on that and just type in the post. Otherwise, thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure. And it's the second last 21 and 21. We are following up on Monday with early years, and then we are done. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being here today. Bye bye.